Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Jake and I'm back, and today's topic, you can see it right here, Robb Nen. Robb Nen is probably the best closer you've forgotten about, or possibly have never heard of. I mean, this guy had a crazy career. His career record was 45 and 42. He had a 2.98 ERA, 314 saves. And as of today, that makes him 24th all time on the saves leaderboard. And you must be wondering, yeah, that's pretty good. But the best part about it, he only played 10 MLB seasons, 9 of them predominantly as a closer. His first year, he was a starter. So in 9 years, he compiled 314 saves. That's over 31 saves per season on average. That's crazy. He had 7 seasons where he had at least 30 saves, and he had 4 seasons where he had at least 40 saves. So I'm telling you this now, just so in the story, from the beginning to end, it makes a lot more sense. And it can show you how impressive his career was. Let me take you back to where all great things started, the 1980s. The reason I'm taking you back there is because that's when Robb Nen was drafted in 1987 by the Texas Rangers. But he wouldn't spend long in Texas. He came up as a rookie in 1993 and was traded to the Florida Marlins for Chris Carpenter. No, not that Chris Carpenter, not the one that played on the Cardinals. The mediocre one that played 2 seasons in Texas. Fair to say the Marlins won that trade. But as a Marlin, he blossomed. As the team grew, he grew. And he got a lot better, just as the team went from expansion team to playoff juggernaut. And just to show you the dominance, here are his season stats across his 4 years with the Florida Marlins. From 94 to 97, as you can see, he improved. His saves got more as in 94, they were one of the worst teams, and in 97, by the end, they won the World Series. 96 being the key year that shows that he was one of the best pitchers, probably the best pitcher, at least relief pitcher in baseball that year. So, just like I said, as he grew, the team grew. By the time he left, they were World Series champions. Speaking of the 1997 World Series, let's talk about it. In 1997, the Florida Marlins made the first World Series in their franchise's history. They were only 4 years old, and Robb Nen really helped contribute a lot to that team. He got the saves in Game 1 and in Game 5. He didn't pitch too great in those games, but he did enough to help the team win. But it came down to it in Game 7 of the World Series, when the team needed him most. He came in and he gave them 1 2/3 innings of shutout baseball. And it helped them come back against the Indians in Game 7, led to over extra innings, and the Florida Marlins ended up winning the World Series only after 5 years of being a franchise in total. So, when it came down to it, he gave them exactly what they needed. When the game was on the line, he got the job done. But then, that was it. The Marlins were done. Ownership decided cost-cutting and rebuilding was their best mode instead of trying to reload and defend their title. So immediately after the World Series, they started the Great Fire Sale, the first one in the Marlins' history, where they traded all of their good players, Robb Nen included. So he was a part of that fire sale, and he was traded to the San Francisco Giants. But never fear, the Terminator, Robb Nen, his career got even better. That's hard to believe, as he was one of the best pitchers during his time with the Florida Marlins. But he was traded to the San Francisco Giants, where he would have the best part and the last part of his career, where he would become one of the best closers over the span of 5 years. Though he had a great career in Miami with the Marlins, San Francisco is where most people remember him from. Being a California kid himself, it was basically like going home. So, with his 5 years in San Francisco, that he would spend from 98, 99, 2000, 2001, and 2002 would be absolutely remarkable. He would be a 3-time All-Star, and including in 1998 where he would finish 4th in Cy Young voting as a relief pitcher. And during those 5 years, he compiled 206 saves, meaning he averaged 41 saves per season as a San Francisco Giant. And his last 3 seasons reading like something that you would read off of Mariano Rivera's baseball reference page. His last 3 seasons before he stopped playing, 41 saves, 45 saves, and 43 saves. That's insane. For his final 3 years, that's absolutely remarkable. But let's talk about his final year, 2002. He would make it, and the Giants would make it to the World Series, where they would face the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, or whatever they were called, or the California Angels. I'm not sure. They change it every year. So, in prior games, he appeared in 3 games in the World Series, recording 2 saves. Game 6 of the World Series would end up being his final game he ever played in the major leagues. He didn't give up any runs, technically. His ERA was 0 during that series, but he did come in a big spot against Troy Glaus. And I'll just show you what happened.
Troy Glaus against Robb Nen. An historic comeback on the line.
I mean, I don't have a whole lot of experience facing Robb Nen. I mean, we all know what he throws, but seeing it from the perspective of being in the box compared to the camera in center field's a whole different story.
The Giants are hoping that Nen could work some of that magic again right here.
I was trying to get a pitch I could basically just hit on the ground, get something to score 1 run, tie the ball game up, and then go on from there.
The never say die Angels giving their fans a thrill down the stretch. Claus trying to get the hit that could possibly send us back here tomorrow. Then it's belted, left field, in the gap, it's in there for a double. Here comes Stiggins, here comes Anderson. The Angels take the lead, 6-5.
It's just hard to stop these guys once they get on a roll.
So that would end up being Robb Nen's final career game in the major leagues. Game 6 of the World Series. The Giants would go on to face them in Game 7, the Angels, and they would end up losing to the Angels in heartbreaking fashion. But you got to be wondering, why? Why was that his final year? He recorded 43 saves. Well, like many great players, he got hit with the injury bug. 43 saves in your final year? I mean, that's crazy. What the injury was? Mostly a torn rotator cuff. He tried rehabbing it. It went from 40% tear to 75% tear. So he ended up not playing. He was on the Giants roster technically for 2003 and 2004, but he didn't appear in a game. And he elected free agency in 2005, but nobody picked him up. So he ended up retiring. His age at the final game of his career was 32 years old. So he spent 10 years and he recorded 314 saves. As I mentioned earlier, that's why I wanted to tell you guys this. But this was a great video to make, and I really appreciate you guys sticking with me, checking out my other stuff. But I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.